it happened today, but is it fixed? Do you feel that it's fixed, or do you feel it's still work in progress?
I think it's important for us to understand, as a staff and our players, it's important that they understand that, all that stuff could easily happen again next week. If we're not detailed and we're not focused and we don't have the same intensity and approach as players and coaches, then we'll be average again next week. But we got to prepare to go execute, and that starts on Sunday when we start as a staff at 6:30 a.m. Monday morning when our guys show up for their segment meeting, and we put this game to bed and we turn our whole focus towards the next game. They need to understand that the game on Saturday is a product of their work during the week. And you don't just show up and play well, you prepare to play well. And bottom line, you go get it done when you're given your opportunity.
Parker was much more effective running the ball today. I think Palmer led the way in receptions. Is that a product of what was there, or is that a product of what you wanted to get out of the game?
Well, that's a product of a guy who you can depend on, a guy who has a knack for getting open, a guy who's a senior, who's a leader for us on offense. I think you got to go to a guy like that and give him opportunities. He's a vocal guy, and when your best players are productive, your best leaders are your most productive leaders, then I think that's when you start to have a good football team. So Mike Palmer's a guy who's been around the block. He's played a lot of snaps for Clemson, and he understands what it takes to be a good player, and he did that again today. We'll continue to use him.
Parker, was he just more cognizant of taking opportunities?
I think Kyle Parker prepared to play. I think he's a freshman this is his sixth game, and I think he's figuring it out. And I think I'm excited to work with him again next week. Hopefully he'll show up with the same attitude and attention to detail that he did the past 2 weeks, and he'll be good again next week.
Did he come in, do you think, this fall with some unrealistic expectations of how long it would take him to get in the flow?
Well, one thing I have to remind myself sometimes is that he redshirted last year. He wasn't in the quarterback meetings. So technically, not only has he never played before, but he's never had it. He's not like he's a third-year guy where he's observed the guy prepare to play. He's never watched a guy prepare during the week to play quarterback in college. So I think there's some trial and error there from him mentally. But he's extremely talented and capable, both physically and mentally. He's incredible how fast he's picked up on things, and I think he continues to be a good player as long as he stays humble and prepares to play.